Looks like we got a couple people in here already. Hey, what's up, guys? Okay, I'm just getting everything set up. Let me open up my stream. Can you guys hear me okay? Can you guys hear me? Hey, what's up? What's up, Fox? It's good to see you. I know it's been a minute. All right. Make sure this is set. Go ahead and remove this. Okay. Oh, goodness. These cords right here. Make sure this is even. All right. All right. Awesome. Okay. Before I fool with that, I actually have to close these up really quick. Get a drink of water. Ooh, excuse me. All right. Hey, Alice. It's good to see you. And who else do we have in here? Okay, it's just Fox, Alice, and Solosi. So glad you guys came to join me. I know this is different from Power Washing Simulator, but excuse me, been in the creative mood lately, so I figure, hey, why not do a crafting stream? Did a test stream late last night. It was only 35 minutes. You guys can check out the video. I know, Alice, you've already seen it, but it went pretty well. Had some issues with YouTube processing it. It was stuck in the processing phase for like 16 hours. And I tried everything I could to like trick it into getting out of that phase. And then I learned that it was like a bug with Android, but I found out, I guess some PC people would have the same issue, because Hypnotic told me the same thing. He said that happens to him all the time. So apparently it's like a known issue across all platforms. But when I was out driving today, I got a thing saying that my video was finished processing. And I was like, oh, okay. The thing is, you can viewers can still watch it, but the quality and everything will be lower. And there's some issues that can come up when it's not fully processed, even though you can still watch it. So That's why you guys were able to watch it. So it might have been kind of blurry, might not have been the best quality, but thankfully it solved itself and was able to fully process in standard definition as well as high definition, and it has the AI summary and all that stuff. So I'm glad that it straightened itself out. Yeah, yeah, man, 16 hours. It's crazy because my PlayStation, PS5 playthroughs of Power Washing Simulator uploaded like within a few hours. I was like, what is this? And those were multi-hour streams. And I was like, okay, well, this is new to me. Apparently, it's something that happens a lot with mobile. Excuse me, I don't know why my voice is so cracky, but I think it does happen with people who stream through their PC as well. Because, like I said, Hypnotic said that that happens to him all the time. I'm like, oof, that's rough. What kind of doll I'm making? It's going to be the same model as my baby hypnotic doll. It's going to have the same type of body, but this one is going to be a little black baby, little black baby girl. I think I showed you the picture, Fox. If I'm not I'm pretty certain I showed you the picture. I think. I don't know. I've showed a few people, but not everyone. If I haven't showed you Fox, just ask Alice, because I know I'm pretty certain I sent her a picture of the doll, an AI render of it. But yeah, it's a little black baby girl, and she's going to have. You think? Yeah. Okay. I was pretty certain I did send you a picture of how the doll looked. Let's see. It's kind of short. I may have to add more. How's work been going, Fox? Ah. Hate dropping these things. No, I don't know of any crafting servers um on Discord, but if you have some good ones you can recommend me, please send them my way because I would love to join some crafting servers. I just don't know of any. Thought about starting my own, but I was like, nah. I'd rather just join someone else's. Have the crafting YouTubers promote their stuff. I don't know. It's a good question. Some of them may have their own servers, and then some of them have their own websites, or storefronts on places like Etsy or eBay. There's one custom doll maker who she doesn't make the dolls from scratch, but what she does is she takes beat up old old doll models and she remakes them into real life, based on people in real life, like actors and singers, and then some of them are original designs by her. Some of them are based on Disney characters. Um, I think I think she did I share her channel on my page at some point? I don't know, but if I haven't, I'll definitely will after the stream. But yeah, she has her own storefront on eBay, and she sells the dolls that she makes on eBay. She puts them up um, on eBay for a week for people to bid, and whoever wins the bid, gets the doll. So she made a really cool Elvira one. I want to say it was around Halloween. It was really pretty. She actually did something very different than she's ever done on any of her dolls, and she actually modified the doll body by shrinking the torso and made it look like she had like a corseted torso. And she did that by like wrapping it somehow. I forgot how she wrapped it, but she put it in boiling water, the torso of the doll, which she separated from the rest of the doll. And after like a few hours, it warped and it made it look like the doll had a corset on because of how small her waist was. Um, I was like, that's pretty cool. And it wasn't a Barbie doll because I know Barbie dolls have that really small waist. This was a what model doll was it? I think it was one of those Monster High dolls, which they're not known for having really skinny waist, whatever. But yeah, the doll looked like it had a corset on after she did like that body modification, and I was like, that's pretty cool. But she sells her dolls on eBay. They're up for a week after she posts the episode, and whoever wins the bid, they get the doll. And she's based in Belgium, if I'm not mistaken. She has a bit of a strong accent when she talks, but she speaks English. Yeah, I think she's based in Belgium, somewhere in Europe. Yeah, I don't really plan on selling these. I just make them just for me, for my personal enjoyment. I have given a doll as a gift to someone, and they really appreciate it, like to the point where they were in tears because they were not expecting it. wanted to do them regular. Oh, you're talking about promoting a stream. Oh, okay. I see what you mean. Huh. Yeah, I have no idea. I guess they just, those people promote them on, you know, whatever social medias they're on, like Twitter. I guess I still call it Twitter. I don't call it X. uh, maybe Facebook. People still use that, or what's the other ones? Discord, obviously. I don't know. It's a good question. Instagram, that's another one. I saw somebody actually power washing earlier today, and the guy was using the floor scrubber. I forgot what it's called, but it's the round thing that cleans um, pavement and stuff. Man, that made me think of power washing simulator. I got to get back into that and do the DLC, which I forgot about until Hypnotic mentioned it, and I have to finish that little free level that came with the update. So this content is a bit out of our wheelhouse in the gaming tech community. Yeah, I get it. I mean, if you guys are bored, you're more than welcome. I mean, you don't have to stay. I totally get it. I'm going to stream regardless of if somebody's watching me or not. I mean, I'm not trying to kick y'all out or anything. Don't think that. But if it's not your cup of tea, you don't have to stay. Sure, if I get a troll in here, I can deal with them. Oh yeah. Oh, you guys were talking about sewing. Cool. What kind of stuff to sew? Like clothing, upholstery, toys. I do have in the future want to make another um, dress, which I need to debut. By the way, there's a dress that I finished that I made last month, or that I finished making either last month or the month before, and I never debuted it. Never got pictures of it with my camera set up in my backdrop, and I need to do that. I am going to wear it for my birthday. That's my plan. But I actually wanted to get pictures of it and show it uh, on Instagram. Cross stitch. Oh, nice. Cross stitch. Awesome. I wish I had the patience for embroidery, man. I admire people that can do embroidery. That's so pretty, but ooh, so time consuming. you do next? All right. It's going to be a fun part. Actually, I'm going to trim that. Let's see. Carefully. A few quilt blocks in my time too. Oh, okay, cool. I can make a jacket, patches and stuff. Nice. I have never made a quilt. I've never made a I know how to crochet. It's been a few years. The muscle memory is still there. And I may have to like brush up on some of the terminology. It's one of those things you'll never forget, you know. But I've never even considered doing any kind of quilting or patchwork. This, I don't think will be enough to sew that whole piece, but I'll just add more when I run out. If you guys are interested in this pattern, I do have the website in the description. I just can't, I'm not allowed to show any part of the pattern for copyright reasons. But the website is in the description if you're interested in purchasing. Pretty easy to put together, even at my sewing level, which is, you know, I still consider myself a beginner. I've only been sewing for a year and a half, a little over a year and a half. Let me trim this. And I was able to understand the patterns pretty easily. So I highly recommend them if you're interested in making like a plushie doll. And they have videos that help too. And the lady who I contacted, who is the designer of the patterns, is really helpful. She's very sweet. She's in Spain, so she's like 6 hours ahead of, you know, anyone that's on the East Coast. So if you're on the East Coast, 3 a.m. is when she operates, because that's like 9 o'clock their time in Spain. And she responds very quickly too. So she's a really sweet lady. All right, let me make sure I got this lined up. All right. Okay. This part is always tricky. Let's see. Let's start. Start right here. Actually, let me put another clip here. Actually, I think I'm going to start in the center and then go out. That'd be the best way. Been looking at a few washing machines. Oh, you're fine, Silosi. Hey, man, that's what the stream is for, bro. Just being quiet. They don't build washing machines like they used to. That's for sure, or anything for that matter. Make sure I got those lined up right. Get a new one tomorrow. What brand are you thinking about getting? Are you going to get one of those singing washing machines? What is it? The Samsung one that plays like an entire ice cream truck song? I've seen videos of people actually like dancing to that music. I'm like, y'all are crazy. I think it's Samsung. It's either Samsung or LG. It's one or the other. Standard Whirlpool one. Okay. Oh, you know what, Fox? I know I asked you this before, but did you ever find a replacement for your Dremel, that 20-year-old Dremel that you had? You're still good? Okay, well that's good to hear. I know some brands start out great and then at some point they just because they're built somewhere else and not built in the place of origin, they just become cheap. It's like the quality goes down. It's like I'm trying to think what car company was it? Volkswagen and Volvo. That's what happened to them. Their cars, Volvo, of course, being a Swedish car company, and Volkswagen being German. And when their cars started being built, I want to say one of them was started being built in China. Man, the quality of those things just tanked. It was like, bro, I don't know why they did that. I guess to save money or something. But man, I really hope we get back to the point where like these countries start making their own stuff and not sending everything to China. Like, I'm not saying the Chinese can't make good stuff. I mean, I've seen like ancient Chinese art forms. They're thousands of years old. They're just really amazing to see. But some things I feel like other countries should make, especially if it originated from their country. So who knows about the newest ones? They built cheese, so you have to put. Yep, exactly. So you have to replace it every few years. That's sad. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh, almost at the end of this. Just trying to make sure these are lining up. Oh, you haven't found one yet? Okay. Let me know when you do get one because I'm curious to see the model. Ooh, I think this is too short. I can't tie it off. That's okay. I'll just. I need more thread. Let me pull my seat up a little bit. This thing's sliding back. Make sure I don't bump into my light. Oh, goodness. Oh, man. Okay. All right. That's a little bit better. Yep. Everything is built cheap, but the price keeps going up. Just like with cell phones, man. I saw an ad for, I want to say it was for the Samsung S26. And I don't even remember if it was the Plus or the base model. Or when I say Plus, I mean Ultra. I think they still make the Plus version. Man, that thing was $1,300, and I can't even remember all the specs on it. Like I can't remember the storage amount and all that kind of stuff. I was like, that is insane. Now, to be fair, I think I paid. How much did I pay for my phone? I have the S23 Ultra. I want to say I paid probably about maybe a couple $100 cheaper than that. And I didn't finance it. I just went ahead and paid cash for it because I was like, I'm not financing it. Look, just save up the money for it and just buy it outright. But man, that is insane. And these phones are so fragile nowadays, man. There's the touchable screen. You crack that thing, man, and it costs a fortune to get replaced. I was like, bro, this is give me the old phones back, the Nokias and all that kind of stuff. Give me those phones back. They're literally a brick. You can throw the thing, you can smack somebody in your head with it, and it will not budge. You didn't even need a protective case for it. You don't carry a phone. I know you got one on you. You gotta have one on you. Okay. All right. So that side is done. Let's go ahead and get this one. Probably shouldn't have taken that off. That's okay. For that one, yeah. I'm gonna keep my phone until they stop updating it, which I still get updates on and everything, and it works perfectly fine. Works perfectly fine. So I'm not one of those people who runs out and gets something new just because it's new when the one I'm using before is works perfectly fine. I know some people that are like that. It's like, man, they gotta have the newest and latest gadgets. I'm like, nah. I'm gonna keep it until it breaks, until it's obsolete. They no longer update it. No cell phone? Really? No cell phone at all? Wow. I think you're the first person I know of that has no cell phone. Huh. Do you hate them? Hey, I don't blame you. Well, I'm curious, Fox. What do you do in case of emergency and you don't have a phone on you? You ask borrow someone's phone or something? I'm very curious now. I know. Look, they don't have pay phones anymore. I don't think they do. There might be some part of the country where they still exist, but there's a gas station near my job, and there's an old payphone there. Of course, the actual phone is not there, but the shell of the payphone payphone booth is still there. And I took a picture of it, and I was like, man, this is wow. Talking about a blast of the past. I don't think I've ever. I'm trying to think. Have I ever used the payphone? I don't know if I. I don't know if I have. I've used the phone book before for sure. Yellow Pages. I mean, who hasn't? But I can't remember if I've ever used a payphone in my life. I say it's just you never learn to rely on them. Okay. Looking good. All right. Let's see what's next. Okay. All right. This one is definitely easier so far. I think the fabric color makes a huge difference because I can actually see what I'm doing. Um, Unlike my baby hypnotic doll, which has black fabric, it was quite a bit of a challenge because I had to use a white ink marker to mark the pattern on the fabric so I can cut it. And I had to go over it quite a bit in order for that marker to show up. And then when I had the pattern cut and started sewing, it would kind of rub off a little bit. I mean, not completely, but there were some spots that I had some issues with because I couldn't see the line that I drew to sew. I was like, dang, man. I was like, I can't see chat on this thing. So yeah, this one is going by much easier because I can actually see what I'm doing. Even though on the black fabric I use a red thread, I could see the thread, but it was hard for me to see the pattern and where to sew because that white marker is the only thing that'll show up on that black fabric. I was like, oof. Oh, I didn't even see this. You grew up in the 80s and 90s. I just dealt with the emergency here myself. I figured. Went to absolute garbage. Yeah. I got a feeling people are going to start going back to landlines at some point. Um, you know, I know there's companies that use them, but I'm talking about like households. I tell you what, man, Gen Z will never understand how satisfying it was to slam the phone down and hang up on someone. You try to slam a cell phone, man, you'll end up breaking that thing, depending on the model of it. Older cell phone, maybe you can get away with it, but yeah, some of these new ones, they're like $1,500, whatever, $1,700. Try to slam that thing when you hang up on someone. Tell you what, I feel so bad for Gen Z, man. Entire generation grew up with social media and don't know a world without. Well, we all know, there's every generation has um, grown up with something. What am I trying to say? I can't even think. I can't even think of what I'm trying to say. It's like Gen Z. They grew up. They've never known a world without social media. It's like they grew up on it. Whereas millennials, which is I know what you guys are. I think Jalos, you're like an older millennial, maybe kind of like young Gen X. We know what it's like before social media. So we grew up before it, and we grew up with it. AT&T landline is all I have. Yeah, exactly. So mostly we know the world just before the internet boom. So a lot of Gen Zers probably cannot imagine their life without social media. Where when I grew up, we didn't have it. We didn't have social media. We actually got outside, we met people, we played. Actually, had to learn how to talk to people face to face, in person. Um, yeah, man, those were some good times, man. I'm not gonna lie. I miss the '90s. I miss MySpace. You know, we actually had to learn how to code to, to put a music player on your channel. Man, I just miss the '90s and the early 2000s. I feel like the early 2000s was like the last good decade, to be honest with you. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I was watching the intro to this cartoon I used to watch as a kid called Eek the Cat. EEK the cat. It was about this purple cat that just had all kind of crazy adventures and stuff. It premiered. I want to say it was mostly on Fox Kids, um, their network. Yeah. Okay, you do remember that? Yeah, Eek the cat. And I watched the intro to that show a few days ago, and I was like, oh my goodness, I remember this theme song. The show, it first premiered in 1992 and it ran to like 1997 or something. That show was wild. Yeah, that was a crazy show. I remember that show being crazy. And Bobby's World was another one that I remember from the early 90s. I think that was a Fox Kids show, if I'm not mistaken. I was like, man, golly, I miss these shows. I miss these shows. I should try to see if I can dig them up online and watch them. Because they had a bit of a humor to them that you don't see in today's cartoons for kids, you know. Yeah, Howie. Medal, yeah, yep. It was Howie's show. I remember that. Okay. Mandel. Okay, Mandel. Another good show that I overheard someone, a family member, watching the other day was Animaniacs. Man, man, that was a good show. So good, so original. That Tiny Toons, especially Animaniacs, man. That I loved the humor in that show because it had something for everyone. It had something for adults. It had something for kids. That was such a good show, man. WB Kids had some really good shows, man. Um, not only were the shows good and the writing and everything, but the animation was top notch. Like it was so it was original. Even when I was looking at the old Batman shows from the '90s. Yep, Animaniacs and Tiny Toons. Yep, those were my two shows growing up as a kid. Yeah, WB. Even the old Batman shows from the '90s had such a cool animation style. I was like, man, we need to bring this back. This is so cool. I mean, I'm not hating on anime, but man, I don't think anime has anything on those shows in the '90s as far as animation goes. Like I miss that stuff. Yeah, Batman, the animated series. Man, I used to watch that every day after school. After I finished my homework, I was like, I gotta watch it. Pinky and the Brain. Yes, that theme song is iconic, man. It's pretty dark too. Like you think about the stuff that they were trying to accomplish. That was a pretty dark show, man. I mean, those were some brilliant shows. Can't make stuff like that nowadays, unfortunately. Maybe I got a feeling things are shifting, so I'm hoping we can get kind of close to what we used to be. I mean, I know we'll never go back, but if we can get close to it, I'll be happy with that. Never into anime. I was at one point when I was a teenager. But yeah, I don't really watch anime anymore like that. The only stuff I watch is what I've already seen. Like I love Full Metal Alchemist, um, especially Brotherhood. The first one was good too. I'm trying to think that I ever finished the first one. I don't know if I did. Um, but yeah, Full Metal Alchemist, Trigon, Cowboy Bebop. There's quite a few of them that I watched when I was a teenager, but those are the only ones I'll watch. It's stuff I've already seen. You enjoy the yeah, me too. I enjoy the older stuff. I don't really care for the modern stuff. Mm-hmm. All right, let's see. Wait a minute. Let's see. Mm-hmm. Okay, I had to read the pattern for this next part. Mm-hmm. Can't trust anything translated. Yep. Mm-hmm. Okay, so this part I have to be. So that's on. Make sure I don't mess this part up. This is another tricky part. Okay, is it telling me to sell it this way? No. I'm trying to think. Let's see. This is another one of those tricky spots in the pattern. Okay, I think I got it now. I had to think for a second. I was like, wait a minute. Hmm. Make sure I got this right. Hmm. Oh, did I hit this? Closest thing to anime that I've ever gotten into was the old school Transformers. Oh, okay. Let's see something real quick. There we go. Close enough. I was like, why does it look crooked on stream? Ah! Oh, Lord. Wait a minute. Okay. All right, we're good. We're good. This part of the pattern's a little tricky because um, I'm going through like 3 layers of fabric, so it's a little challenging. All right, let me have the, oh, man. Okay, let me do this. I think I was like, wait a minute. Come on. That's what happens when I have too long of a string, but I don't want to run out on the crucial part like this. All right. What was y'all's favorite segment or cartoon in Animaniacs? I think my favorite was what was it? I like the Warner Brothers, the 3 siblings. I also loved the Good Feathers, or yeah, the Good Feathers, which were supposed to be their version of the Goodfellas. I thought that one was really funny, and of course, Peaky and the Brain. I also like Slappy the Squirrel too. Slappy was really funny. Yeah, Good Feathers was good, man. That one was very clever because it had a lot of adult humor, but it was also um, funny for kids. That was a good one. Very clever show, man. Very well thought out show. And they'll never make something like that nowadays. Sad. Just woke culture has killed our creativity. Thankfully, we're slowly rebounding from it. I mean, but I don't think it'll ever get back to what it used to be. Tiny Toons, yeah, Tiny Toons was a good one. That one was when I was really, really young as a kid. I remember more of Tiny Toon. I mean, excuse me, not Tiny Toons. Animaniacs more than Tiny Toons. But I remember all the characters for sure. I can't remember any particular episode with the exception of how I spent my summer vacation because I watched that one to death, and the one where they cover old school um, songs from the 60s and stuff. I can't remember the name of it. But yeah, I watched those two to death on VHS. I'll never forget it because my dad recorded recorded the video from the library. That's when we still have VCRs and all that kind of stuff. And so I watched it to death. And those are only two. Those are the two episodes that stick out in my mind the most. All right. Got that. Okay. That's a really tricky part. Looney Tunes. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, I think Looney Tunes was what started it all as far as like the humor that's in those cartoons. Love some Looney Tunes, man. The OG ones too, not the remakes. The remakes they have today. Those things suck. They don't touch the originals. More, you know what? Yeah, me too. I was more of a Warner Brothers fan than Disney because there was a point where we did not have cable. So um, Warner Brothers was one of those stations, that we had. Hang on, look at this. Make sure I'm doing this right. Okay. No. Again, that's another part of the pattern that was really tricky to pull off. But yeah, because we didn't have cable at that time. Uh, I was more of a Warner Brothers fan than Disney. And even when we did get cable at one point, I was still more into Warner Brothers and Fox Kids than I was in the Disney. Don't get me wrong, Disney had some good shows. Recess was one of my all time favorites. Man, I think that was the only one I watched. Now that I think about it, was Recess. Um, yeah, I didn't get into Doug. I'm trying to think. Did I ever see an episode of Doug? Oh, you know what? No, 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 no. What am I thinking? I did watch quite a few Disney shows. What am I thinking? Oh, most of them were live action. That's right. Like Boy Meets World. Oh man, I love that show. I loved Boy Meets World, man. I know there was maybe a couple others that were Disney that were live action. Boy Meets World was Disney, right? Oh, it was oh, you know what? I think I do remember hearing about that. Zalosi. It was originally Nickelodeon, and then I guess Disney bought the IP or something. Yeah, it seems like I vaguely remember hearing that Doug was originally Nickelodeon. Yeah. But I think, yeah, Recess was my main Disney show. And then Boy Meets World. There's probably some ones that I'm forgetting, but those two I loved those two. If Boy Meets World was Disney, I'm pretty certain. I'm pretty sure it was. Yeah. Okay. It goes that way. But yeah, I don't remember seeing an episode of. I may have watched like one episode of Doug, but my sister loved Doug. She loved it. Really, really, Fox. It seems like I do vaguely remember hearing about Doug being Nickelodeon, and then somehow another Disney got a hold of him. I don't know. It may be like one of those Mandela effect things, where it's like you think it was on one network when it was actually on another network. All right, let me focus. Okay, such a tricky part of this pattern. Hold on. Trying to see inside of this thing. Okay, that's like as close as I can get. Well, hold on. No. Okay, that's good. Yeah, Nickelodeon had some good shows. I loved what was my Hey Arnold, man, that was my jam. Loved me some Hey Arnold. I remember when that show first premiered. I never did see the movie. I have never seen the Hey Arnold movie. I remember seeing commercials for it. I never saw the movie. I gotta watch it, man. I gotta pull it up online somewhere and watch it. I saw the Recess movie. I remember that. I think we have that on VHS. It just shows you how long ago that movie came out. We got it on VHS. Dang. Rat has bought everything they can get their hands on. Yeah, you know what? I do. Now that I think about it, it does seem like Doug was on two different networks. It was on Nick originally, and then it became Disney's IP. It's crazy. Yeah, Nick had some good shows. Cat Dog, Jimmy Neutron. That was, I think, I want to say that was early 2000s. And of course, who could forget SpongeBob? I loved SpongeBob, man. Man, huge part of my childhood. You know, late 90s and early 2000s. That show was like almost 30 years old. I think it originally premiered like either 98 or 99. I was like, dang, man, we're getting old. I know some people who were not born then. That's crazy. Yeah, so Cat Dog was another good Nickelodeon show. Jimmy Neutron, Hey Arnold, SpongeBob. I know there's some that I'm missing that I used to watch. And Cartoon Network. Man, back in their heyday, they had some really good shows. Johnny Bravo, Dexter's Laboratory, loved Powerpuff Girls, um, Angry Beavers. What's another one? You know what? And I'll even go a little bit more recent. Well, I say more recent, but early 2000s, Samurai Jack. Really good show. Really good show, man. I love the animation style of that animator who made all those shows, and I can't think of the gentleman's name. Um, but I know it when I see it. I think it starts with a T, his last name. But he did the animation for those shows, Dexter's Laboratory, Powerpuff Girls. That's the reason why they look very similar. I think he did Samurai Jack too. Yeah, that was a good show, man. Had a cool theme song. Dang, man, now I'm on this going on a nostalgia trip. I gotta look up some of these shows on my next day off and just chill and just watch those shows. Oh, Courage the Cowardly Dog. That was a darker show, but I enjoyed it. I actually enjoyed that show. Courage was different. Let's see. Okay, all right. Done that. Ooh, this part was tough because of the layers of fabric I got to go through this. So this part. One of my coworkers asked me recently. It's like, you know how much Disney tickets are? I'm like, bro, it ain't worth it in my opinion. I was like, I have no clue, man, because I've never paid for tickets. I, my father's military, so he always got the military discount, military special, which I don't even know if they still do that, to be honest with you. My last trip to Disney was in 2019, right before COVID. He's like, man, it's so expensive. I was like, yeah, bro. I couldn't tell you the price because I never paid for my tickets. My dad did, because he's military and he would get the military special. But yeah, man, it's way more now. I know that for sure. And on top of that, even when we went, the parks were nowhere. They started going downhill. I think they started going downhill like the early 2000s. Even then, we still had fun. We had a great time. Uh, but it's nowhere near what it used to be, man. There's so much stuff that has changed since then. COVID changed so much. It changed so much stuff. It's amazing. Um, let's see. Okay. So skip that part because I'm not doing it. Okay, here we go. These pieces. This is where it gets fun. Let me trim this. It's not gonna cover the whole thing, but I'll use it up until it gets to the end. Okay, yeah, that's right. I just wanted to make sure I understood that before I start sewing. This is only my second time using this pattern, whereas the my hypnotic doll, I've made that doll 3 times. So yeah, I'm a little bit more familiar with that one than I am with this one. This fabric is so thick. Goodness. But it is easier to sew than the black fabric because that one was actually thicker because it was a different brand. Um, this one I can push the needle through a little bit easier. Come on. I should show this company the stuff I've made using their products. I'd go to their website and see if they have a customer service number or something like that, and I can show them their dolls I've made using their fabric. Be like, you guys make an excellent product. Love it. Keep it up. It's kind of pricey though. I'm not gonna lie. I think this. How many yards was this? Actually, I don't even think it was a. I don't even know if it was a full yard. It might have been a half yard. I got to look at my Amazon receipt, but I remember people saying in the comments how expensive this fabric was for the amount that you get, which, when I calculated it, it is kind of pricey, but it's nice though. It's a really nice fabric. Oh, okay. All right. Just wanted to make sure I understood that. Gotta leave a small space so I can stuff this. I do notice my stitches seem to be a lot better on this one too. I say I'm gonna stop right here. Right. Oh no, you're good, Fox. Yeah, you're totally fine, dude. I mean, I go quiet. Yeah, you don't have to talk all the time. I get it. Once it's 7, hey, if you need to go to bed, man, you go to bed. You don't have to stay up for my sake. You guys get tired or bored, I mean, you're more than welcome to dip out. I get it. I think once I'm done with this part, I'll go ahead and end the stream. This is the most difficult part of the doll because of how curved it is. Everything else is pretty much smooth sailing from here. Oh, this part, I forgot how thick this gets. Great. I may have to get my thimble for this one. Do I have it in here? No. I know where it's at though. Oh, here it is. Yeah, a leather thimble. I'm really glad that the designer has us doing the most difficult part early on in the pattern. Because, it's rough. It's rough. After this, it's pretty much smooth sailing from here. Yeah, because all the rest of the parts are pretty much straight. All right, how do I want to do this? Whew. All right. Here. These little clips are super helpful because I don't like pins, to be honest with you. I've used them before. They do have their applications and they're useful, but I have stabbed myself so many times with those things. I tend to use them when I'm using the machine, but with hand sewing, I'd rather use these clips, so I'm not poking myself. Okay, I think we're good. I think we got it. Where to start? Let's start on the top. Just make sure I got the orientation right. Yeah. Ooh, oh. Ooh, that happens. There Whew. All right. Ooh, getting into the nitty gritty of it now. Okay, let's see. I hate this part because it's seam allowance. But again, I'm glad that the designer has us doing the most difficult part first, because the rest of the doll is smooth sailing. Let's see, this part is so tricky, man. Three. How many? 4 pieces of fabric. Lord have mercy. Oof. On the website, this particular doll, the short chibi action doll, is considered an intermediate difficulty. But even then, it's still not a bad pattern. I was still able to figure it out. I don't think they have anything on their site that is considered advanced. I think the highest level is intermediate, which is, they use a star system, which is 1 star or half a star is like super easy, beginner friendly. Of course, the higher the stars are, the more difficult it is. This is like, what's this, 3.5? Yeah, 3.5. I don't think they have anything that's 5 star. Actually, it's not stars, it's buttons that they use. Almost done with this side. Oh my goodness. Try sewing, bro, I don't even want to think about trying to sew leather by hand. There is no way. Uh-oh. Dang it. Through the seam allowance. Let's see if I can pull this out. Actually, roll tool. Break these little fibers. Okay. Hey. Ooh. I got scared for a second. I was like, oh no, don't break the actual thread, Peaches. All right. Fixed it. Ooh, man, I hated this part when I was working on this doll. I was like, this is probably why it's intermediate, this because of this section, and then another section of the doll is kind of tricky. Ooh, my back. Lord. Almost done with this really thick section. It's like 4 layers of fabric. That sucks. All right. Ooh. Come on, stop getting caught up. Thank you. Oh, man. Yes. Got through the thickest part. Ooh, that was a nightmare. All right. It's coming together beautifully. Okay. Let's tie this off. Ooh. Didn't even need my thimble. Or at least, well, I got to do the other side. Ooh, fine. All right. One side down. Gotta do the other side, and then I'm going to call it. Okay, let's put some more thread on here. Make a kite on stream. Dude, that's like a whole different art form right there. I would love to try to make my own kite. But man, you're talking about aerodynamics and everything. Like if anything is off by like a few degrees, that can make or break your kite. Like just, but I've seen videos and tutorials of people making kites. It would be a small one starting out like a small delta. I would love to do that one day. I think I would make it from something cheap like tissue paper, whatever, before I attempt to do something with ripstop. I hadn't gone kite flying in a while. Today was actually a good day to fly a kite. We actually had some really good winds, but because I kind of slept in a little bit, I missed a good chunk of the day. And then I got to work tomorrow, so. And then I think it's supposed to rain tomorrow too, so that's not a good thing. Maybe Friday. I'll check Friday's forecast and see what it's going to be like. Usually, after we have a good rain storm come through, the following day, it's usually some pretty good winds. I'm not here. Oh, great. Oh, there we go. I can't wait to finish sewing this doll because I'm going to do something different for the eyes. I'm going to actually, it'll be a first for me. Um, I'm going to incorporate watercolor pencils, which I'm very excited about. I have some watercolor pencils coming from Blick.com, which is like one of the leading sites for artists to buy their um, medium, for painting and whatnot, drawing, sculpting. I think I even saw some jewelry making supplies there too, or at least a category for jewelry making. But I wouldn't trust a site like that. I would go to something like Fire Mountain Gems for jewelry making, beads and whatnot. But yeah, they're like one of the most well-known sites for artists. And I bought some pretty high quality watercolor pencils. Not the most expensive, but they're not cheap either. They're made in Germany. I don't know how to pronounce the brand name, but it was recommended to me after, well, it was one of the brands recommended to me after doing some research, after playing around with some cheaper watercolor pencils, which I really loved. But I was told that this brand, for what I'm attempting to do, would work very well for me. So I was like, okay, all right, I'll give them a shot. All right, so now I gotta concentrate because getting to that part again. Hmm. Wait a minute. Hold on. Okay, so that's already done. All right, so I gotta go. Hmm. Okay, there we go. I got confused for a second. I was like, wait a minute. Oh, now we're getting into the thick part, the thick of it. Almost done with this body part. And then I'll call it. like I said, the watercolor pencils I'm really looking forward to. They're being delivered by FedEx, which I'm not very excited about. I'd rather actually take the postal service or UPS over FedEx, but oh well. But yeah, high quality watercolor pencils. I used watercolor pencils the first time like last week or week before, just experimenting with some cheaper ones, and fell in love with the whole process. They're basically pencils, paint in pencil form. You draw with them. Oh yeah, that's right, Fox. Yeah, you should do some more painting, man. I remember you showed me some, yeah, the pictures you painted. But yeah, watercolor pencils, basically pencils and paint, excuse me, in pencil form. Um, Never even considered using that as a medium until a family member let me borrow their pencils, because I was like, hey, I need some colored pencils, to try to draw something. I was like, well, I got watercolor pencils. I'm like, watercolor? Okay. I'll try them out and play with them. So I drew the eyes first, with the pencils. There's different methods you can use um, to draw with watercolor pencils. You can actually dip the tip of the pencil in water, and you can draw that way. What it does is it activates the paint and the pigment, and you get a really, really dark, saturated color when you do that. Another method, and I forgot the name of, is when you draw everything first, dry, and then you go over it with a wet, or actually, I should say a damp brush. And what that does is it activates the colors and makes them super saturated and rich, and it blends the colors together. And then when the paint dries, you go back over it dry with the pencil. So it's like dry, wet, dry. Actually, I think that is the name of the method: dry, wet, dry. Um, and then what's another method I read about? Oh, another method is when you just draw everything wet, which I don't want to do. I rather go in dry and draw everything dry, and then um, do my blending and all that kind of stuff, get the details in, and then go over it with a wet paintbrush to activate the colors. It's really cool, really fascinating technology. And I was like, dude, this is dope. And then you got watercolor paint, which is similar, but you don't have the precision with watercolor pencils. It's more flow, like more of a flow type of painting, which it still looks beautiful, but you don't have the precision with like super crazy details and stuff like you get the pencils. Oh my God. As soon as I said that, I was like, oh Lord, somebody's going to make a joke. Yeah, I like to draw with the pencils being dry first, and then go in with the paintbrush. Almost done with this. Oof. I'm surprised you're still up, Fox. I thought you would have dozed off. Like I said, if you get sleeping, man, you go ahead and go to sleep. I'm almost through, and I'm gonna end the stream. I know Alice is probably asleep. Nothing from her in a minute. Bless her heart. Or she probably dipped out. That's fine if she did. Celosi's looking at washing machines. Ugh. Oh, you're still talking? Okay. That's right. I forgot y'all talk to each other. Discord, voice chat. Ooh. All right. Ooh, got this one little section left. Oh, okay. You were quiet, Alice. I was like, oh, bless her heart. She probably fell asleep. I'm almost done, and then I'm gonna end the stream. Let's see what time is it? 5 minutes to 1. Not bad. 2.5 hours. But wait a minute. Yeah, 2.5 hours. Mhm. Ooh. All right. Now I gotta go through and trim all this, but I'll do that off stream. We are done with the most difficult part of the doll, the most round part of the doll, which is the head. All right, y'all. So I appreciate Zelosi, Fox, Alice. I appreciate you guys as always for hanging out with me. My first, well, technically second crafting live stream. And I know it's pretty different from what I've been doing before with the Power Wash Simulator streams. But yeah, I'm not going to be able to stream tomorrow because I do have to go in for overtime. But I do plan on streaming Friday evening. Might start a little bit earlier. But I don't know. I'll let you guys know. Anyways, I thank y'all for hanging out with me. I sure enjoyed it. And I enjoyed talking with you guys as always. So until then, I will see y'all later. Thank you so much.